How's it going, everybody? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day. And it's time for me yet again to gush about three classes that I think are some of the strongest in the game. And these three classes are ones that I feel people don't really use a lot because, believe it or not, a lot of people are like me and they're really lazy and don't want to recruit, and they get comfortable with the units they got and they're just like, I'm fine. But I just want to do it again. I want to go over three classes that, like I said, are very good. First one, now keep in mind these are all going to be non-human, non-beast classes, so these are going to be the classes that are unique to the lizard folk and the orcs, you know, those kind of races there. So what do we got? Well, we got the matriarch. This is by far, I would almost consider this to be the best generic class. Like, it's kind of tied with Rune Fencer. I've been using my matriarchs more, or the patriarch, whatever one, and I'm finding them to be just as good as a Rune Fencer, if not even slightly better. I don't know. I mean, they don't have the, you know, they don't have the conserve MP to where they do 0 MP, but Ivory Tower and Intercession are just such strong auto skills in my opinion, and then you get access to summons. Like, you know, I don't see why the matriarch would ever be weak, or if not, like, one of the best classes in the game. And it can even make some of the unique classes look bad as far as what it's capable of. These two skills are just so strong. The fact that you can evade up to 3 physical attacks until your next turn, and you can negate a magic attack. So even if you do get into melee combat with the matriarch, you have 3 attacks that aren't going to work. So I don't know if you're going to let more than 3 melee enemies sneak up on you. You know, I don't know, you might have some problems. But it is just such a good class. It's so amazing. I can't praise it enough. And the other one that I think a lot of people don't, I think more people like the Hoplite. I don't know, but Hoplite's really great. It's a great 1v1er. It's a great bosser. And the reasons why it is that, it's not because of its HP pool, it's because it has the skill Evade, which completely avoid the next physical attack. So it's pretty much like, you know, Ivory Tower, except, I guess, weaker. And you got Apostate, render the unit immune to up to 3 magic effects. So it's basically the opposite. So like the Matriarch Patriarch has an auto skill that makes 3 physical attacks not work and 1 magic, and then the Hoplite has 1 physical and 3 magic. So it'd be kind of neat if you could have like Apostate and Ivory Tower, so then you'd have 3 magical and 3 physical attacks. That just wouldn't work. That'd be pretty broken, but you know, it is what it is. And then they have the Rapier Glance, which stop any units within 1 tile. So I really think Hoplite is a great 1v1er and more so a bosser character because of these 3 skills here. It's so good. And yeah, its HP isn't great and its defense isn't insane, but you don't really need that when you got these 3 things. And I like to have a spear on him. I mean, there's other, you know, you could always go like crossbow hammer or something, or maybe a sword. I don't know if I'd use an axe on him, but I like spears. Spears are some of my favorite weapons in the game. Probably easily my favorite weapon, possibly. But Hoplite is an awesome class. Definitely recommend trying to use it if you haven't. One of the best as well. And last but not least, the one that I feel is kind of the, I don't want to say the weakest of the 3, but just not as impactful of the 3 is the Juggernaut. But the Juggernaut is still very impactful. I think the Juggernaut is still a really good unit. You stop any units within 1 tile, just like this, except it's the exact same thing as Rapier Glance, so there you go. And as you can see, these classes have a lot of the same stuff, which is really interesting when you look at it. And then we got Intimidate, which I think Intimidate is one of the strongest skills because it removes an auto skill from an enemy. So if you're fighting a Matriarch and they have Ivory Tower or Intercession procced, this can remove that if it procs and they're within 2 tiles of the Juggernaut. So being able to remove auto skills, I think, is a very strong thing, and I don't know too many classes that can really do that or have a similar skill. Not off the top of my head. I'm a little rusty, but it's insane. It's great. And then Threaten, being able to silence and reduce their HP by 25% of the maximum. So you can be next to a melee, or not a melee, well, I guess anybody really, caster melee, anybody that is MP, you know, so they're not going to be able to cast their spells. And then you're going to remove 25% of their max, not their current, their max. So if they have a max of 300 hit points, you know, and they only have like 100 MP, you're going to remove 75 of that. 100 because you're moving out of the 300, not the 100. So pretty useful, pretty freaking good if you ask me. So like I said, these are 3 classes that I think you really should use if you want to get a really strong party, a really good lineup. These guys really dominate the battlefield. They're easily, if I had a list of top 5 generics, these would probably be in the top 3, all 3 of them. And then maybe Rune Fencer would be number 1, and number 5, I'd have to think about that one. But they are just so darn strong. I don't know if... And it's all in the skills. It's all in their auto skills and the skills I have access to. They are so nice, and I feel like hardly any classes get access to these. These are all tied to them. So if all you play is human characters or beasts, or you know, you're not going to get this stuff. And you can use the orc. You know, these don't have to be tied to the lizard. And Hawkmen don't get these. They're so good. They're so good. Well, do Hawkmen get them? I don't know. Can a Hawkman be a Juggernaut? Yeah, I think Hawkman can be a Juggernaut. And a Hoplite? I don't think a Hawkman can be a Matriarch or a Patriarch. I think a Hawkman can be a Juggernaut. I think I've seen them before. I don't know. I'd have to look. I don't see too many Hawkmen anymore where I'm at, so... But anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I do appreciate it, and I hope to see you in the next one. By the way, let me know which ones you think are really good. Do you agree with what I have to say? Do you think these guys are good, or am I just kind of crazy? Let me know down below, and I'll see you in the next one. Later, guys. Peace out. Have a good one.